Gulf Coast. I want to bring in U.S. Senator from Florida, Bill Nelson. Senator, thank you for being with us. This is a confusing storm for Floridians. It was one side. Now it looks like it's going to be the other side. It's a lot of movement of people, more than we've ever seen, and it's bigger than the entire peninsula. What more can people do now?
Well, Ali, the West Coast is getting surprised because 2 days ago we thought it was going to be an East Coast storm. If you'll notice, in the last 6 hours from the 5 a.m. center line track projected by the Hurricane Center, it was over the Middle Keys at 5 a.m. It is now shifted more to the west toward Key West. It will, as Al Roker said, get fuel from that hot Gulf Stream water, and it looks like it's going to come up the west coast of Florida. If it's out in the Gulf, that's the worst scenario because it gets the hot water that fuels it, and those counterclockwise winds will drive the water up into the bays. And, of course, that's what's greatly concerning for Charlotte Bay and then Tampa Bay further to the north.
Senator, I was speaking to Miami's Mayor Tomas Regalado a little earlier, who is sort of bucking a bit of the trend and saying that it is important today, tomorrow, and in the days following this hurricane for people like the mayor, like you, who do believe in climate change, to make this an important discussion. Florida remains ground zero for rising sea levels.
Absolutely. And the measurements, not forecasts, show that up to 8 inches in South Florida over the last 4 decades. But as the earth heats up because of trapping the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, the earth will continue to heat up, and that heat is absorbed by the oceans. And when water is heated, what happens? It expands. And that's the phenomenon of sea level rise. And that's particularly happening in South Florida.
Senator Nelson, always a pleasure to talk to you. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, but we're going to work together to keep Floridians as safe as we can. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thanks, Ali.
Florida Senator.